Now, the performance itself was very satanic, and also the outfit. They're literally coming out and showing us that they worship the devil.
So this is obviously another fundy freak out about some performance of some hip hop artists that I am not familiar with that had, he has some pentagrams and stuff like that on them. And so they are freaking out. So we're going to have to react to it. That's just how that goes. So I am Brentley, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's get into this. All right, so this is this dude. He's got like millions of subscribers. It's crazy. But he just pretty much reacts, and not even like reacts for like a criticism type of thing. So he's not like he's not criticizing anything. He's not disagreeing with anything. He's just kind of breaking down like what he's reacting to. And so it's but it's just kind of interesting to watch because he tends to find a lot of the stuff that fits in perfectly with this show is there, the niche, whatever. Hey, Kelly, how's it going? Hey, all right, and so he fits in, pretty good with this one. So let's give it a watch. Let's see what he's got to say. I didn't watch hardly any of it, so this is going to be completely fresh to me too. Which I know I'm not really supposed to do that, but it's just more fun. It's more fun if we all absorb it together and have our immediate reactions. you know,
This is their God. So the things that they do, the music that they make, that's their way of worship.
Oh my goodness. Have you guys seen some of the things?
So that's already dumb. Because it's weird when they have to believe that everybody worships stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they're worshiping the devil. That's what they're doing. No, they're not. Nobody's worshiping the devil. They are using demonic imagery because that freaks you guys out, and you tend to be kind of cruel to them, to different groups of people. And so it's kind of just a way to hit back, I think.
Things that happened at Rolling Loud. I mean, just look at Lil Uzi Vertical and even his belt. Guys, this is literally the symbol for the Church of Satan and Satanism. Listen to the new song he dropped at Rolling Loud.
And he's wearing red. That's the color of Satanism. God, I hope this doesn't give me a strap.
I am truly concerned, and this is Lil Yachty said. I mean, this is some type of satanic ritual, I guess, in public. How are thousands of people watching this and not saying a word to Playboy Carti? And this is probably one of the scariest things of the festival.
Sounds like a kick-ass performance, if you ask me. That's just fun. It would actually be, man, that sounds like something that I would do. Honestly, if I was more into like the pageantry of like rock music and everything, I would totally do a let's do a seance and then like have some type of smoke come out and holograms and pretend like demons actually are there. That would be awesome, man. That would be a great performance. Make everybody, it'd be like a light or a haunted house kind of show, but with a concert going on too. That's brilliant.
And they were saying that they heard demons literally screaming throughout the Rolling Loud performance. Now, one thing we need to
they heard demons. How the hell do you do that? That's like saying I heard Bigfoots. There was I heard them. There was Bigfoots, and they were loud and screaming. Okay, you got to be able to demonstrate that it's actually a Bigfoot. It's like you saying I heard leprechauns. Leprechauns were laughing under there. It was high pitched laughter. It's definitely a leprechaun.
realize that, guys, these individuals are coming out more boldly than ever, showing us who they worship and which side they serve. devil being bad and evil, God being good and righteous.
Oh,
They've clearly chosen the
damn! I didn't know which was what. As according to you, especially the Christian. Yeah.
devil.
Okay.
This right here is the sign for Satanism. I know we just saw in the video. I just want to make this very, very clear for those people that.
Wow. Are they like, what is it? It's just a star. Oh, look, that's a goat head. That fits right inside the star. I had no idea. And goats bad because by Old Testament, I don't know, like
still are not seeing what's going on.
Stupid.
What this man is doing right here, he's leading people astray. He doesn't want people to be free. He's working for the devil. You do not find freedom through Satan.
No, you find freedom through religion that tells you exactly how to behave and how to think and exactly what your purpose is and everything else. Yeah, that's how you find freedom.
Whatsoever. You find freedom through God. You find your purpose through God. You find control, deception, lies, and depression and anxiety when it comes to Satan.
Okay.
And this is who he's trying.
No, yeah, you get none of that from Christianity. That's Christianity. Just look at all the Christians and see how not stressed out they are all the time. And you see they just look like they're cool as a cucumber all the time. They're not freaking out about, people with penises wearing dresses or anything like that. They're totally just relaxed and cool all the time.
Trying to lead you to, guys. Not only this, to literally confirm it. This is coming out of Lil Uzi Vert's own mouth a few years back from one of his performances, a concert that he did. He was literally
his name's Lil Uzi. I'm not very familiar with hip hop artists. Nothing against it. I'm fine with it. I listen to some of more older stuff, but not really familiar with the today's type of stuff.
Saying that if you're here at my concert, you're going to hell with me. Look at this.
Hold on, let me explain something over here. Before everybody starts screaming and saying, "Oh," like I told y'all earlier, you motherfuckers entered the rapture. And if ain't nobody flying up to heaven right now, obviously all y'all motherfuckers going to hell. Right with me. So,
he's making fun of you, man. He's basically like, the Christian rapture just happened, and look, y'all are still here. Guess we're all going to hell. It's funny. It's just, I swear some of these people have never been to a show. They don't understand, concert humor. You know what I mean? Like concert comedy. It's all very, what's the word? Sarcastic and satirical a lot of times. It's just fun. And he just doesn't get it, though. It's like that. They're totally serious about believing in Satan and also worshiping him. Yes.
let's get it. Oh, you already here. I'm so sorry. They can't get out. They're stuck. It's over. You heard the song a million times and you didn't even know.
Hell yeah.
Let me explain something over here. Before everybody starts screaming and saying, "Oh," like I told y'all,
This is our.
you motherfucker.
We already did this, man. We're just repeating it at this point.
I would be honest. Before I understood what was really going on within this music industry and what agenda they were pushing on the people, spiritually also, I used to listen to Lil Uzi Vert, especially in high school. This was the thing. You get what I'm saying?
Really?
But
He's
now
that
I
old?
understand. He's clearly telling us, it's right in front of our faces. And this is why when it comes to the Bible, it's not a religious thing. It literally helps us understand what's going on within this world. This right here, it clearly says.
What the fuck does that mean? It's not a religious thing. Just the Bible lets us know all the secret knowledge that we couldn't know, unless we're seeing the world through the lens of the Christian. That is fucking religion. Like you just described, being religious and thinking about things. That's all.
God, lowercase g, the God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers so that they cannot see the light of the gospel that displays the glory of Christ, who is the image of God.
Okay, let's read this one there. The God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers. The fuck does that mean? What's the God of the age? Are they saying that the devil is a god? Okay, anyway. Wait, and where is this in? Oh, Corinthians. Okay, so the devil was in existence when this verse was written. Okay, that's good to know. So that they cannot see the light of the gospel that displays the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. So yeah, basically just, hey, if people aren't Christians, it's because, they're being blinded. That's No, that's just very convenient. Let me just say that. It's a very convenient verse for it to be like, hey, look, if anybody doesn't believe, it's just because they're, not wearing the they live sunglasses and they can't see, they're blinded to it, so they don't see the obey signs and stuff, so they can't.
So Satan, what he's doing is literally blinding the minds of those so that they cannot know God. So they can't see God. So they don't see the light. This is what they're doing. They're destroying our conscience and our mind so we cannot live freely.
What?
To be controlled within our mind. And Lil Uzi Vert is clear.
It's so weird how he gets this exactly backwards. Religion is what controls people. This is why these hip hop artists and other artists use satanic imagery, is to kind of clue you in on the fact that it is not freedom. It's a lie. It's crazy. And I've heard them say, we're like, oh yeah, you don't find true freedom until you're a slave to Christ, and you're just like, wow, man. How the fucking dense do you got to be able to say that statement and not see the fucking irony in that? That's a fucking like straight up oxymoron. You cannot possibly be free if you are a slave. Those things are, it's just the law of non-contradiction, and it's within 2 words of itself. It's incredible.
Clearly saying this right here. Let's play it back one more time.
Oh my God, come on.
And if ain't nobody flying up to heaven right now, obviously all y'all motherfuckers going to hell.
Because he just said the rapture happened.
So
this dude just walking by. Totally Satan everywhere.
You can't get out. You're stuck. It's over. You heard the song a billion times and you didn't even know.
And now if you say Lil Uzi Vert's name, Lil Uzi Vert, it's spelled Liluzi.
Oh my God. Really?
V-E-R-T, Lil Uzi Vert. But now if you just say it as in one, Lil Uzi Vert, it can literally start to sound more like Lucifer. Lil Uzi Vert, Lucifer. Like,
oh my God.
Everything when it's coming to this little man, like to this man right here,
this is like,
is leaning towards the devil.
It's crazy the type of, our brains are really incredible. A lot of times this just makes me stop and go, man, our brains are cool. Look what they can do. You know what I mean? Like, so Lil Uzi Vert, I'm looking at the name here at the top of the thing, right? Lil Uzi Vert, right? And he's saying that if you say it fast enough, that it'll be Lucifer. There's not even a C. It'd be Lily's. No, this doesn't work. But he wants so badly to believe, it's a desire bias. He wants so badly to believe that they are satanic that he will then find any kind of connections that he possibly can to convince himself what he already believes, that this guy is satanic. And it's confirmation bias and just pattern seeking. Like he's seeking particular patterns. It's priming your brain to look for satanic imagery and patterns and things like that. And then confirmation bias. That's what's going on here.
And this is just all complete confirmation, guys. The one thing I really want to point out is the fact that
I love it when they do that. This is all just complete confirmation bias. Yes, man. Confirmation bias. You've decided to look for a pattern that you are then seeing. That's confirmation bias. It doesn't mean that it's actually true, man. You need actual evidence. First of all, that your claims are even true. Like that the things that they are claiming about this, that they are worshiping the devil, they're not doing any of that. They're making fun of Christians, and I think trying to get people to realize that Christianity and religion is the brain cage. That's why they're doing this. And also, I just think they want to not have those people in the audience because it tends to be a better time when like people that aren't scared of pentagrams are there. Just saying,
He knows he's going to hell. He literally admitted this. The devil understands this fact. And this is actually shown through scripture here also.
Oh, good.
It says when they're talking about they're talking about Jesus.
Oh.
When he arrived at the other side of the region of the...
It's not capitalized, bro. Are you sure that's who he's talking about? Because usually they capitalize it and everything. Anyway.
I don't want to butcher that name, but 2 demon-possessed men coming from the tombs met him. They were so violent that no one could pass that way. What do you want with us, Son of God? They shouted. Have you come here to torture us before the appointed time? They understand that there's an appointed time where they're going to go to hell. This is very much so understood.
It's so weird that they have to do this, like why? What's the purpose of that, man? Like, why even have an appointed time? Like, why are they here? Why is God waiting all this time to be like, hold on, not time yet, not time yet. We didn't know. No, hold on. Well, no, we gotta like let them, hurt a bunch of people and shit, and then at one point, then we'll throw them in the pit that I made just for them that none of them are in right now. I know it doesn't. I know. What the
But they're
fuck?
still working for the devil. Like, this is what they're still doing to try to lead other people astray, so they do not see the
Yeah.
light.
It's a Bad Religion shirt. That's awesome. That's the Crossbuster. Fuck yeah, dude. I literally have that exact shirt. Except it says Bad Religion up here. I don't know. It looks like it is. Yeah. I think it's Bad Religion.
In Jesus
Punk
Christ.
rock, man.
God revealed through Jesus Christ. Unconditional love, forgiveness, happiness, freedom, peace, everything like that. They don't.
Freedom from choices. Freedom from having to think at all. Just do. And the weird thing is that it seems like with humanity, there are actually like weird comforts in that. Like the comfort of not having to ever make any decisions. Everything is predetermined for you. Everything is decided by someone else or some external thing that tells you how to think and all that. There is some weird kind of comfort in that, but it's not good. It's just what people use to manipulate other people. What?
The devil doesn't want you to have that. Look at this photo right here. Now, the reason why I screenshotted this is not only for what Lil Uzi Vert is wearing at one of his concerts, but for the caption.
He doesn't.
Look at this caption. This is,
I don't think he knows that this is a Bad Religion shirt.
Am I the only person?
I wear this a lot of times, and like people come on, they're like, hey, what's that? And I'm like, it's a punk band from the 80s, called Bad Religion. I think it was religion, bad, and it was like, they kind of whatever, But yeah, I always wear it, and it's funny too, because like you get that Jesus would actually probably like this shirt, right? He's not too thrilled about crosses either. You know what I mean? If he came back and he was real and everything, he'd be like, cool shirt. I hate those fucking things. I'm pretty sure everybody walking around with the torture device on him that killed him is not going to be too, he's not going to like that too much when he comes back and sees everybody wearing crosses around their neck. You know what I mean? So
person who doesn't give a flying F about the demonic and satanic stuff.
Hey, you can't just say F, bro. We all know what F stands for, and it's not frick.
Now, I just want to use this as an example to show that there are people who are unable to see what's going on. Even though it's put right in front of our faces, they're unable to see what's going on, which completely aligns with the scripture that I just showed you guys. I'm pretty sure that how Satan has blinded the minds of the unbelievers. They're unable to see what's going on within this world.
Of course,
even though it's put directly in front of their face. Now, I want to get into something very, very interesting.
And it's funny too that they never considered the fact that religion has been in control of like most systemic, just all the systems that are in place, and religion has had some form of control of all of those things for fucking ever, right? And so artists coming out against that, they don't put it together that's what they're doing. They're like, oh, see, the devil's real. No, you're getting the completely wrong message here.
After this photo, just to give more confirmation on the side that Lil Uzi Vert has chosen, and through his music, he's leading people astray. So as you guys can see, this is a Lil Uzi Vert music video. Hey. And I know I've showed you guys multiple times, but I know there's new viewers on this channel right here that just need to see this.
Yeah, this is actually live too. I know I've been doing like other I'll put this little thing at the bottom when it's an actual live stream, just so you all know. Like, I know because I have been doing some pre-recorded ones and everything, but because this is really the only time I have is in the mornings, which sucks, but it is what it is, So hopefully everybody's still able to make it to some of these, but I am going to do the weekend one on Sundays in the afternoon, like 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that'll be like when I do a big, long live stream,
So it can be made much more clear. I love y'all all. Just making that very clear, y'all. So as you guys can see, there's an upside down cross here, the 666 standing right here with the triangle and the triangle with the eye in the middle. All of these images are very, very satanic, very blasphemous, just as you see right here. They're putting an upside down cross because they don't want us. The devil does not want us to understand the power through Jesus Christ that we're able to have. Eternal life.
And what is that?
peace, and like
What is it's the peace. See, keep saying the peace. The thing that you guys all lie about having. Yeah, that's it. Like and you feel like you can't ever be honest about that. You have to constantly be like, no, I am totally doing great, even if your circumstances are horrifying. You know, I've seen homeless people like talking about, oh, but I still have the peace because of Jesus. And it's like, no, you don't, man. We can all see that that's not true, dude. And you're just hanging on to, to people that are just shaming you for just having the situation that you had, which is not your fault anyway.
I just explained. There's a light. It's no longer darkness in this world through believing in Jesus. But the devil is clearly doing all he can to lead us away. And I'm here to show you guys. You know what I'm saying?
So
just
funny.
through the word. So now this is very, very interesting. So now after knowing that Lil Uzi Vert is complete.
This dude is actually pretty punk rock. I'm gonna be like, I didn't know who this person is, but I'm, just through this little bit of seeing who he is, like I really like this guy. He's got the Chuck Taylors on, man. He's got the pyramid belt, ripped up like shit. Yes, dude, this dude's cool. He's cool.
Completely satanic. He worships the devil through his music, and he's doing the works of the devil to lead people astray from knowing
awesome.
God. He's being put in
Exactly, right? Come as you are, as a devil horn. They're devil horns. They're just it's like 2 Liberty Spikes. Like he was gonna do Liberty Spikes and like got done with 2 of them and was like, yeah, fuck it. That's good. I don't need to. This is taking too long. This is taking too long right now. Yeah.
Kids' Choice Awards. What does this show us? This clearly shows us that, look, they're attacking the younger generation too. The minds of the younger generation, they're trying to get people, they're trying to get these young kids more used to seeing these type of individuals. Because even if the performance at the Nickelodeon Awards wasn't some crazy satanic performance, best believe that these children that come across Lil Uzi Vert's performance,
it's art,
they
man.
got an iPad. These 8-year-olds have an iPad. They're gonna look up his stuff. They're gonna see what Lil Uzi Vert is doing in his music videos. Like I just showed y'all all the symbolism that's within his music videos.
If it's symbolism that you have to point out, right? Like if it's sitting there and you have to explain what each symbol is and that it secretly means devil, Satan, whatever, then the 8-year-old doesn't give a fuck. Like they're not even gonna see that shit, man. It's so weird. Like, oh, and these little kids are gonna become Satanists without even knowing it. What? That's not how shit works, man. Like you'd have to know what you're doing. It's
you're gonna come across all that stuff. And what is that going to do? That's going to desensitize them to Satan. They're not going to be as aware of it like the individual that we just saw over here on Reddit. That he doesn't give a flying F because he's been so desensitized. He's probably been around the devil the entire time. He doesn't have that spiritual discernment within him.
Spiritual discernment being that you just decide that whatever you think is satanic about somebody is actually true. That's the spirited discernment.
Uzi Vert performing at the Kids' Choice Awards right here.
Looks like a blast. What are you talking about?
This is a very bold Satanist we have right here performing for these children. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Kids' Choice Award was also placed on Nickelodeon during live television for all the kids to see on that program.
Okay.
I doubt it was just
what I'm not seeing. What is wrong with anything that we're seeing here? There's literally nothing. It's bright colors, cool looking, crazy holograms, and dance moves. Well, I've seen this exact level of everything at like mega churches before, so I don't know what it is you have a problem with.
I put this somewhere other than just YouTube.
Is it the rabbit? The rabbit. Oh, the 16. 6. The devil. What? Yeah.
And understand the fact also that the people
that are
accusing these individuals to perform for these children, they're not oblivious that Lil Uzi Vert is a complete Satan worshiper. They're not oblivious to it. Things are coming to
It's
light.
funny because he's having to like work around. So he's basically like, look at this performance that he did for kids. Nothing wrong. Like literally nothing. He's just dancing and getting slime poured on him. And there's images that have nothing to do with anything, like rabbits and other kid images. But they know the kids now. Keep in mind, the kids know that he's Satan because he can't do it. I guess he didn't pre-check the clips to make sure they were satanic. He just sort of assumed that it was going to be satanic, and then nothing happened.
It's becoming more and more bold as time goes on because it wasn't like this beforehand. Like usually, like Satanism would have to be a thing that was like more kept hush hush because it's so bad. But as time goes on, these artists are going to become more and more bold, and then people are either literally going to have to pick a side. You're going to have to pick either the good or the bad because it's put right in front of our faces. You're going to have to pick a side. Us as individuals, you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm gonna just let y'all know y'all should pick God's side because
You're the one drawing the line in the sand. You get that, right? You're the one deciding that it has to be a sided war, right? That's you. You're doing that. They are just creating art that is fun to absorb as art, but you're the one being like, it's either against them or with the Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior. Like,
God is gonna win at the end of the day. You shouldn't pick Satan's side. I'm just saying, yeah. It would be to your own destruction if you want to pick this side. I know y'all not picking that side. I'm just saying, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I just gotta put it out.
Oh no, I'm more than picking that side, bro.
Just to go further on the fact that how these artists are just coming out more boldly on their satanic and demonic things right here. I saw this video in the comment section of the original video that we watched of Lil Uzi Vert's performance, and
see Doc. Hey, Doc Pearson. Doc Pearson, Ack had a rough night at work. I'm falling asleep. Have a good show, Brantley. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, Daniel. Hey, get some rest, man. That's important.
I found it very interesting. I want to show you guys this right here.
Does anybody know what's going on with Doja Cat right now? Take a look at her new profile picture.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. She's got a monster face. Okay.
That seems really satanic to me. And where's all her videos? What do you guys think?
Well, I think Shorty is on the dark side.
Does anybody...
That ain't no normal picture, y'all. Believe me, you. Believe me, you.
I'm sorry, this dude cracks me up. He's like, that is not a normal picture. What is a normal picture, man? As far as I can tell, with especially like on Twitter or X or whatever it is, fucking dumbass shit now. There is no normal picture. I see people with like memes as their picture. I see people with everything from on their picture, to like politicians to monster pictures to cartoon ducks. Like it's just whatever.
Well, now you gotta keep in mind, Shorty has 26 million followers. And she's blatantly putting out this demon as a
So it would be better if she had fewer followers? Is that what you're saying?
profile. I'm gonna call it what it is.
What's
I'm gonna call it what it is as her profile picture. What is that saying to us?
That she
They
likes
are
art?
worshipers, yeah.
She likes dark
very,
art?
very clear. And then Playboy Cardi saying tattooed on the back of his neck. Guys,
What?
it's quite obvious. It's being put right in front of our faces.
What? What am I seeing? An
What
ear?
is there to
There's an ear in front of our faces. That's what's, and most of the time they're actually on the side. So that is kind of weird. Anyway,
not believe at this point? You get what I'm saying? Like, what is there to not believe?
What is there to not believe? You are making stuff up and making it all crazy, man. People are just using imagery mainly because they know you freak out about it. Not to mention, it is just like kind of raging against the machine, right? The machine that is religious tyranny that has been, all over the planet since that shit's inception. So
I'm gonna just leave it right there. Yeah, I love you guys. Make sure you do like the video, turn on post notifications, subscribe.
yeah, it's all that stuff, please, for me too. But all right, let's see what else we got. This is, like I said, this is a random one. I'm not really choosing anything specific. Let's see here. Is that BP peanut butter D guy, whatever. I can't see PB next to each other without being J. There's supposed to be a J there. They just they spelled J as D. I don't know why they did that. Let's see. Do you know? Is this like a street preacher? Looks like it is. Hold on, this one's really short. Let's just watch this for a second. If he films himself like outside preaching, this would be so funny. There he is, the microphone strapped to his face. Very cool. Very cool. Love is Jesus. Is he doing the trunk? This looks like the trunk shot from like all the Quentin Tarantino movies. You know, they always do that iconic trunk shot. That's what this is. Just how precious you are.
So what I'd like to talk about today is Bible numbers. Very important.
Yeah, you know, you're telling all of the cars. You know that people in cars can't hear people talking outside of cars, right? Like they'd have, you know, that's not. So nobody, you're talking to nobody.
That you know Bible numbers. So I've got some for you. Let's start with the book of Deuteronomy.
Well, let's do it. Yeah.
Chapter 18.
It's like, you truck. Hey, truck.
The Lord said, I will raise up from among your own brethren a prophet, and he shall speak what I give him, and that you should listen to him and hear him. So
People are honking. What are you doing, man? This is the most useless thing I've ever seen. How fucking weird. Make sure you get a shot of me preaching to nobody. Wait.
Deuteronomy 18, the Father said, I will raise up my son. He will speak
you in the Dodge Stratus.
my word to you, and you are to hearken to it. You are to listen to what he says.
Oh, man.
In John chapter 8, Jesus Christ said...
Where is this, man? It doesn't say? No. It's way too long a title, too. But my goodness. He's going to give... Here's all the Bible verses I read in the fucking at the corner of the street.
Abraham saw my day and was glad. And Jesus said, by believing on him, that you would be the sons of Abraham.
I would love if there was a car crash in the background. Just and oh shit! Now can we cut? We got to cut. This is distracting. This is distracting. You're supposed to just be back there.
Jesus said, "For before Abraham was, I am." In John chapter 14, verse 6.
Okay, I'm starting to see why you need to be out on the street and not in a church where people would be, because you're not selling it, man. You're not really selling these Bible verses, man. You need to figure out how to do the type of stuff, man. You got to get more charismatic with this whole thing, man.
Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, the life." Jesus said, "No man cometh unto the Father but by me." In John chapter 11, verse 25, Jesus said, "I am the resurrection and the life." And
This
he said,
is
"Though ye
weird.
be dead, whosoever believeth in me, yet ye shall live."
All right, this seems
In
like
the
a bunch
book
of
of
the same.
1 John chapter 3, verses 1 through 9.
All right, let's pop out of that. What the fuck is this? All right, that was funny though. It's like a small one. I'm getting like all these like small channels that'll just like be peppered in there, you know, of like it's kind of crazy. AI reveals Bible mystery is what? Keanu Reeves. FBI's attack on Catholics was worse than we thought. Sure, buddy. Let's see here. More Satan stuff. I want Satan stuff. I want demony stuff, man. All right, let's do which one? 18. All right, I think we can make it through
He's
this one.
already arrived, but people don't see it. History is moving. History is moving along a line. The world we live in is not just experiencing one random event after another. Rather, history is moving along a line. There was a beginning, and there will be an end. God has history on a timeline. The Bible attests to this. The Bible assures us of this reality.
The what time exists, man? What are you saying? What, the time is linear?
That we are
I had
moving
no
along
idea.
a timeline of scheduled prophetic events. Now, within this timeline, we are introduced to two beasts in Revelation chapter 13. The first beast comes out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Oh, is that how can we get a beast coming out of the sea? Can you just give me a guy walking on his hands and we'll just like layer it over the what we got it.
As seen in Revelation chapter 13, verses 1 through 10, he is identified as the Antichrist. The second beast
He's got a
comes out of
cross
the
on his
earth,
face.
causing people to worship the first beast and deceiving them through miraculous signs. As seen in Revelation
Miraculous signs of lava fall? Like what the fuck?
chapter 13, verses 11 through 18. He is identified as the false prophet.
He looks like if this is him, he looks like from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, you know, he must be like a celestial getting like shot to shit or something. That's what he looks like.
Today, we find ourselves on the precipice of a profound mystery, one that has stirred the hearts and minds of scholars, theologians, and believers throughout the ages. It's a subject that reaches deep into the fabric of our faith and connects us to the unfolding tapestry of God's grand design. We are going to explore a figure that has been both feared and misunderstood, a symbol of deception and an indication of the end times, the Antichrist.
Oh.
But who is the Antichrist? Where does he come from? What will be his role?
Like whoever you guys decide that he is, whenever you decide that he is, like it just doesn't matter. Like it's always somebody else. There's always a different person. Like Obama was it's always somebody like that.
The climactic events that the Bible foretells. These questions have led to many theories, interpretations, and debates. The image of the Antichrist has been painted in various ways by different cultures, schools of thought, and even within our own community of faith. Some see a rich and powerful individual, while others envision a deceptive alien figure. Could he be a political leader, a
like
religious
the
figure, or even
the deceptive alien thing would be. You can't do that. I'm trying to talk, man. Don't be putting up robot faces saying it's the Antichrist. I'm trying to make a point. Fuck, I lost it. I don't.
Technology. These ideas, though varied, all have their own individual strengths and weaknesses.
That's so stupid.
As we delve into this subject, I invite you to open your hearts and minds. Let's journey together into the Word of God, seeking wisdom and discernment as we.
I always want to say, whenever you say open your hearts and minds, be like, oh, do you want to just us all to die? You want us to just kill ourselves right now?
Unravel the diverse and compelling theories surrounding the Antichrist. From the onset, I need to make it clear that I do not prescribe to each of these theories. I am simply presenting information about theories that are around regarding the Antichrist.
Okay.
Theory 1, the rich billionaire theory. The rich billionaire theory suggests that the Antichrist will be a wealthy and influential figure who will use his vast resources to manipulate and control global systems and governments. Let's explore this further by exploring some passages from Revelation 13. The beast from the sea, Revelation chapter 13, verses 1 through 2. The chapter begins with the vision of a beast rising from the sea with, quote, 10 horns and 7 heads. These symbols have often been interpreted to represent different nations or power structures. The theory suggests that the Antichrist, as a rich billionaire, may control these structures, possibly as the head of a global corporation or as an influential political figure with connections to various world governments. Authority and worship, Revelation chapter 13, verses 4 through 8. The beast is given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. People worship the beast, amazed by its power.
Yeah, do you think that would ever be able to happen? Just like all of a sudden, every single nation is under one person's authority. Really? That
This can
sounds
be
insane.
seen as symbolic of the influence and authority that the wealthy individual might wield in modern society. The theory posits that the Antichrist's vast wealth would enable him to shape public opinion, control media, and even manipulate political leaders. Economic control, Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 through 17. This passage describes how the second beast, another figure in the chapter, forces all people to receive a mark without which they cannot buy or sell. In the rich billionaire theory, this could represent the Antichrist's ability to control global economics. By holding key positions in international finance or controlling essential technologies, the Antichrist could enforce economic policies that align with his agenda. In summary, the rich billionaire theory interprets the imagery and descriptions in Revelation chapter 13 as symbolic of a wealthy, influential figure who will use his resources to gain control over.
Yeah, that sounds nothing like Trump. That is, except that he would never be over the entire, like, have the authority over the whole world. Nobody would, that would just never work. He might have authority over, like, the idiots, like he does, but, let's go shoot through some of this because I got to get going pretty soon here. But I wanted to
Describe
let's see,
interactions between earthly beings and otherworldly entities. These accounts are not only intriguing,
an alien.
but also form a narrative that portrays these beings as influential, imparting wisdom and advanced knowledge to humans. Deceptive powers and supernatural
So if
ability.
that ever happens, if we ever do communicate with some other, like, other dimensional, like interdimensional being or something like that, then everybody's gonna be freaking out. But I guess they're gonna freak out with anything. We're gonna have a vaccine that saves lives and they freak out, Mark in the base. Jasper said, maybe we're just missing out on the alternative reality. Right? Guess so, maybe, That's it, probably,
The Bible warns of deception and powerful false wonders in the end times in Matthew chapter 24, verse 24, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. An alien being or a figure claiming to be an extraterrestrial would certainly fit into this narrative of powerful deception. The allure of advanced knowledge and the
This is-
supposed superiority
So
of
just any lie would do at that point. We're just like saying like, oh, he's gonna come and like not be honest. And you're like, so an alien then, because that would be a lie. If they were an alien and and said they were an alien, that would be a lie. So therefore, deception really, like, all it says is that you're gonna deceive people and you're just, wow, it's crazy.
an alien race could prove a compelling lure for many. For a moment, just think of the shock and amazement of the world if a being from another world came to this earth. The world would undoubtedly worship this being. Let's be honest.
What?
This world already
Why? What are you talking about? Like, so if somebody showed up like an alien, we'd all be like, all right, let's just get out our carpets and start worshiping. What are you talking about, man? No, you wouldn't. Like, the people that are into worshiping stuff would kind of be scared by it, don't you think? The rest of us that don't worship stuff, because we're not fucking weirdos, would not be worshiping it. Jesus.
worships people, and it already worships normal human beings. Look at celebrities. They are practically worshipped already. They are
What?
pretty much idols in people's lives.
Oh my
Now
God.
think if an alien deception were to take
What
place.
is that? So like the infinite multiverse there? That's kind of cool looking. Let me see.
With a being coming from another planet, coming with the answers to the world's problems, having the solutions to the world's economic
I don't know. Are they good at acting? Are they entertaining? Can they tell a joke? Like, because otherwise, I don't think we're gonna care.
state, and having the answer to natural disasters. Imagine even coming to Earth claiming to know the origin of the Earth, or claiming to be the engineer or architect of the Earth.
Yeah, never heard that one before. That's totally true. Nobody ever claims to know where the Earth came from and everything. This is all just completely new. You're right. Aliens would be the first people to just act as if they know where the world came from and why it's here and everything. I know. It's
People
crazy.
will undoubtedly worship this being, and even those who go to church would be attracted to worshiping this being. The question of what
What?
brought about the
Why?
Earth's origin remains unanswered according to the world. Although there is the claim that the Earth resulted from a, quote, Big Bang, the source of the Big Bang itself remains unknown. So there is a high probability that if alien beings arrive, and give us an extraterrestrial explanation for life on Earth, the origins of the world religions, and even the origins of our planet, it would be very persuasive to get billions of
We
people.
already have most of those things. So you're saying like you're saying that like people like you would actually listen to those beings when they come down and say, "Oh, we know exactly where your universe came from and everything," but like our scientists that work here and everything, like you won't listen to a damn thing they got to say. Like, all right, buddy.
To leave their religions and all ascribe to worship the same one will require something supernatural. And that is the truth. And I believe the devil will stop at nothing to gain the worship of the world he has always craved. In summary, the alien deception theory posits a complex and captivating scenario in which the Antichrist may present himself as an alien being.
Yeah, we got that.
With the capability of uniting various nations under a single government.
Oh, this is like a political leader.
Regarding the Antichrist posits that the figure will emerge as a charismatic political leader with the capability of uniting various nations under a single government by offering promises of peace.
So this that's different than the billionaire theory? Okay. Because I always put those two together. Like, you know that politicians and billionaires could be one, and those aren't mutually exclusive. You know what I mean? In fact, most of our politicians, especially that would end up being world politicians, would definitely be somewhere in the ballpark of millionaire to billionaire, right?
In resolution to long-standing conflicts, this individual will attract a vast following, but will eventually lead people away from God. The theory strongly connects with several biblical passages, including Daniel chapter 7, verses 23 through 25, which plays a crucial role in shaping this perspective. Let's break down Daniel chapter 7, verse 23 through 25, and analyze how it is relevant to the political leader theory. Daniel chapter 7, verse 23. Thus he said, as for the fourth beast, there shall be a fourth.
Okay, so this is the part of Daniel where he goes through the four kingdoms, right? Now, 3 of the 4 kingdoms, they said they knew what they were, and they were different. It was all this statue, basically, right? Excuse me. And the statue said, like, was made out of different things, right? And they said that each different material, it was like silver and gold and stuff like that. Each different material represented a different culture, different country and stuff like that when they took power over that particular area. They said that this was all written ahead of time, and it was like, oh, how did they know that, all of these nations would end up leading? But all the parts where it says what the dream actually meant were added over 100 years later, after all of those countries had existed. And then the way the materials that they were made of, like why it's connected to that particular country and culture, didn't make any sense. A lot of them were like, oh, they used silver, that's why it was made of silver. But all the countries used silver, and they said the same thing with gold. Oh, they used gold a lot, and Rome used steel. All of them all used all of those things. It didn't make any sense, right? But they just went back afterwards in a different language and put in what they thought that dream meant. And then over time, now they're sitting there acting like it was such a prophecy because it was, they knew about all these countries and stuff developing and taking power before, without any way of knowing that could have been the case. But of course, it was written 100 years later. Anyway.
Fourth kingdom on earth, which shall be different from all the kingdoms, and it shall devour.
And once it gets to the fourth kingdom, that's like a future kingdom. So it's like all these 3 kingdoms that were like thousands of years ago, right? And then all of a sudden, it's just a kingdom in the distant future. It's ridiculous.
Devour the whole earth and trample it down and break it to pieces. Let us analyze 2 key phrases in this verse. Phrase number 1, the fourth kingdom. The prophecy in Daniel speaks of a fourth kingdom that is unique and has the power to consume the entire earth. This could be interpreted as a powerful global government or entity that the Antichrist leads.
Could be very loosely interpreted, sure, yeah.
Phrase number 2, devour the whole earth. This imagery of devouring and trampling the earth might symbolize the leader's dominance over various nations and governments, possibly achieved through military conquest, political maneuvering, or diplomatic coercion.
It's crazy when they sit, like they're actually showing like what they think these different words mean in their interpretation. that have nothing to do, it seems, like devour the whole earth. Oh, that means that he's a political leader, and all of the leaders of the earth, like, bend the knee to him. Like, how? That's not what devour means. Like, where do you get the? It's crazy, the stuff that they think is like actually connected to other things. It just doesn't. None of it adds up. It's insane.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 24. As for the 10 horns, out of this kingdom 10 kings shall arise, and another shall arise after them. He shall be different from the former ones, and shall put down 3 kings. Let us analyze 2 key phrases in this verse. Phrase number 1, 10 horns, 10 kings. The 10 horns, representing 10 kings or leaders, could be seen as a coalition or confederation of nations.
It doesn't say that. It just says that it's 10 horns.
The Antichrist's rise to power is described as distinct and significant, even usurping
like
3 of these kings.
Here, we'll just skip ahead of this, because it just says all the 10 the 10 horns show up, and then one of the horns has a little horn, and then that horn takes over all the other horns. Like, it's all it's a batshit crazy acid trip fucking nonsense dream, right? And they're giving it all of this meaning that is just crazy. The one thing that I will say about these verses, it really does help you kind of understand, as somebody like me that was really into end times revelations and everything, that it kind of just shows you just how our brains are just awesome at finding patterns, and awesome at just kind of like looking for things that could be connected, and then just deciding that it is in your head, and then moving on from that and confirm it. It's an excellent way of seeing exactly how confirmation bias functions. It's really kind of neat.
Phrase number 2, different from the former ones. This emphasizes the unique nature of the Antichrist's leadership, setting him apart from previous rulers, perhaps through unprecedented charisma, political skill, or ideological appeal. Daniel chapter 7, verse 20.
It's funny too, because a lot of this sounds like they're describing Trump. It's too weird.
He shall speak words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and shall think to change the times and the law, and they shall be given into his hand for a time, times, and half a time. Let us analyze 2 key phrases in this verse. Phrase number 1, speak words against the Most High. The Antichrist's blasphemous stance against God aligns with the theory that this leader will attempt to divert worship and allegiance from God to himself or his government.
That was totally what that said. Yeah. It's crazy. But I'm going to wrap it there. But, y'all should go to adamandeve.com and enter code word Brentley to get 50% off almost any one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com. They have everything. They have all the best stuff as far as, making the bedroom a bit more entertaining, a little bit more fun, maybe add some costumes into the mix. I'm just saying, you got a lot of stuff you could do with costumes there. You got a lot of toys that you can add in with the costumes, do costumes and toys, really make it something that's worth filming. Let me just say it that way, and not be allowed in Utah. You know what I mean? That's what you should that's what you should take away from this. But yeah, go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley. That is BRENTLY at checkout, and get 50% off any one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping on the whole order. But hey, y'all, thank you so much for hanging out. This is a lot of fun. This is going to be like the time that I kind of am stuck with, because I don't, I have to work evenings now, so I can't do my evening live stream, which sucks. But I am going to do one every Sunday at like 1 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to hang out for those, it's going to be fun. Most of them are going to have guests. I'm going to try to have guests. Like this Sunday, I'm having the Skeptic. He's going to be hanging out. That sarcastic circle, the one. Hangs out with Professor Blank sometimes. Anyway, yeah, he's going to be hanging out. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be going over some videos and stuff. So it should be a good time. But if you want to, if you made it this far, you can like and subscribe. That'd be great. Liking and subscribing always helps. The algorithm gets us out there. If you want to share it around, let your friends know about the show and everything. It's awesome. Really appreciate that. And if you want to support the show, there's a bunch of ways to do that that I will put in the show notes. The one, like the one, if you don't want to be dedicated, like have to, be stuck in some permanent payment cycle forever kind of thing. Not forever. I'm just kidding. You can quit anytime. But if you want to just do a one-time payment, I'm on Cash App, and my cash tag is Punk Apostate, all one word. If you want to do it that way, it's very helpful because I am quite poor. I call myself the Punk Apostate because I literally was homeless like a couple of years ago. I was, lived in shelters and all that stuff. I'm finally starting to get on my feet a little bit, but it's it's been tough. It's been a long road, and late stage capitalism isn't helping anything. You know what I mean? But so anything would help at this point. But yeah, well, thank you so much again for hanging out. I really, really do appreciate it. And stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. We will see you next time.